First of all, Mooney, congratulations on this. It is a great project, very nice watch. Your character Danny is quite the interesting character because he has one of the biggest twists in the entire movie.
Yeah.
What was it like to get into this character and, prepare for that twist at the end?
Um, it was a lot of fun,
Mhm,
honestly. I mean, the actual process of putting a whole musical together
mhm,
is a very joyous occasion. Getting to be in a recording studio, recording, singing along with your castmates, and then getting to perform those songs. Like the actual making of the film was great. But taking on the role of Danny was very, I would say, like cathartic in a sense.
mhm,
It felt like reliving my 18-year-old self when
mhm,
I first moved out here to Los Angeles. So, what a unique sort of even twist in my life, just to kind of revisit that with a new sense of, I don't know, a new sense, a better understanding of the
mhm.
industry here, and then tackling someone that's a little bit more naive and
Mhm.
younger. Yeah.
Definitely. I think there's a lot of people who have that naivete when it comes to wanting to be YouTube stars. For you, why did you want to bring this perspective out?
Um, you know, I came here 17, super starry-eyed and green. Like I did
Mhm,
not know a single thing about the industry. I got to study acting at a conservatory for 3 years, and without that, I wouldn't have understood what agents were,
mhm,
what managements were, what it was to audition for casting directors, all that stuff. I think that allows, like, if you're a viewer and you watch this movie, before. I think there's a lot of young people that just want to chase fame.
mhm,
And I think this movie touches upon what it's like when you just solely do that. And when you get fame, what is it that you do after that? Do you have an understanding of what you can do with your platform, or do you understand how you fit into this giant machine?
mhm.
Um, I think that's such a hard question to answer at someone as young as Danny.
Definitely. And did you talk to many YouTubers when making this, making sure that you're being truthful, but at the same time not being overly critical of what they do?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a few YouTuber friends,
Mhm,
Lots of my friends are content creators too. And coming into this film, I tried to not be critical
mhm,
of that position of being an influencer.
mhm,
Because I think now we're in a day and age, even as an actor, you are your own influencer.
mhm,
You are your own content creator. Um, so I understand both sides. I understand needing to sort of give a commentary on that
mhm,
world, but also being empathetic to that work, to that life, to that
mhm.
lifestyle. Because it's so demanding. It is so draining. I see what my friends go through, and I could not do what they do sometimes.
Definitely. Being a content creator or YouTuber is a 24/7 job most of the time.
It is. It is.
For you in this part, what were some of the obstacles in getting your character right, in embodying this character and giving it, your spin on it?
I think the most challenging part was, like I said, not judging my character,
Mhm,
you know, just because I know a little bit more than Danny does, I shouldn't judge him and sort of try to see things through his eyes. I also think the most challenging part was bringing myself back to that young mindset,
mhm,
um, and not playing young, just
mhm,
sort of existing in that world instead, um, and also just making sure that as a cast, we're all sort of pushing the same message. I think that was the main challenge, but I
mhm.
think I think we were able to do it. I think we rose up to the challenge. So yeah.
Definitely. And creating a musical and being part of a musical isn't an easy task. What
No.
was the difficult part about that?
Um, to be quite honest, I think it was recording my songs. I was quite under the weather for some of the recording sessions, so it was very difficult going in. I had a vocal steamer that I was steaming every other line. I had tea. I had 5 cups of tea by my side. So singing those songs were actually 10 times more difficult than they needed to be, just because having congestion, never the best situation. But I think we overcame that. And
Mhm.
the shooting schedule is also pretty tight, but that was the most fun I've ever had in my life. It was a challenge, but it was the most fun.
How fun was it being in around this cast? Because they all seem to be quite funny. They all seem to have their own like distinct personalities. How was it on set with you guys?
Dude, it was like summer camp. We were all together every day for 3 weeks. Even on weekends when we had the days off, like we were like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Should we go get some ice cream? Um, and most of the cast got to live in the actual building we shot. And we I think production had put them up there, and so they even had their version of summer camp. And I remember even after I was wrapped and I was good to go home, I didn't leave. I was at an apartment building for a couple more hours, hanging out with all my castmates. Then it was just a very joyous time.
Besides your character story, like, is there another character that you wish you would have had more of their part? Because they all seem to go through a lot of different struggles.
Um, no, I don't think there's another character I would have that I see myself doing. I think everyone else, I think everyone was cast and picked perfectly. But I think at my point in life now, I really relate to the character of Jupe, played by Malachi.
Okay.
I think what his character goes through, and the turning point of figuring out, do I continue doing stunts, or
Mhm.
I don't want to spoil anything, but or an alternate career path. That is sort of where I'm at in life too. Like,
Mhm.
do I keep what I'm known for, or can I tap into other things as well?
Definitely. What is the reaction you're looking for when people watch this?
I want people to sort of go home. First of all, I want people to really enjoy it. I want them to watch it with their families. I think it's fitting this movie comes out. This movie came out on Prime Video, so anybody during the holiday season can put this on with their family. But I want their takeaway to sort of take a step back and reapproach how they use social media
Mhm.
and what it means to be online. And the safety and the precautions that we need to have when we're online, but also how are we showing our most authentic self,
Mhm.
um, without the need to compare ourselves to others and copy or imitate other people too. Just existing for ourselves. That's the main takeaway I'd like people to have.
That sounds awesome. You know, since you are older now, you have a different perspective in life. Is there anything you wish you could tell yourself, when you came to LA that people can take away and, people who want to be YouTubers can have advice from you?
I think the one advice I would give to young people and to a younger version of myself is I'm very fortunate and glad to be where I'm at, but sometimes I think, oh, I wish I prioritized other things a bit more. I wish I prioritized being in more classes, being in more acting classes, because I think in order to follow your dreams, you really have to give it your all and 100%.
Hmm.
And there are days that I'm not always at my peak, and I think that's okay too. I think we also have to give ourselves grace. So it's make sure you have a good understanding of how to balance work ethic, but also keeping that fire,
Hmm.
keeping that North Star, and then and not giving up, because eventually, you'll reach what you want.
That's awesome advice. And going a little bit with that, what do you do to keep your mental health, at a stable and, healthy place?
Therapy.
That,
Genuinely, I have a therapist, and I'm very grateful for. Um, Going outside in the mornings, making sure you get some sunlight. Um, Eating healthy, but also indulging in the things that make you happy, and surrounding yourself with family and your friends. I think.
awesome. Great. Well, congratulations on this. It is a great
Thank you.
watch, and you did a fantastic job.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.